Alright, in today's class we are going to see thermal radiation. Okay, now in thermal radiation, okay, so in convection only one single formula is there, that is H into A into delta theta, that is convection coefficient. That part is actually not present in your syllabus. So I am not going to explain this convection part. Okay, so what is more important is this, your thermal radiation. Okay, so now in your thermal radiation that you have, okay, so first you need to understand what is radiation. I have told you very clearly, okay, your radiation is nothing but your electromagnetic wave. Your electromagnetic wave does not actually require any medium for heat transfer. So even in vacuum it can travel. So your combination of electric field, magnetic field will produce your wave. That is what we have seen. Now any wave's ultimate target is, what will usually a wave do is, your wave transfers, okay, wave transfers two things, okay, one is energy and other is momentum. Okay, usually any wave will usually travel energy and momentum. Now here your electromagnetic waves, okay, which are generated by the body, okay, your electromagnetic waves which are generated by the body, okay, are electromagnetic waves, they do not require any medium. Okay, now in this part, okay, I want you to understand first certain basic things. Now for a wave, okay, your speed is frequency into lambda, where lambda is wavelength. This we are defining for wave. Now later in your plus 2, okay, if you are treating light as wave, your energy of light is usually, it is your hc by lambda, where lambda is wavelength, hc value is 1240 electron volt nanometers by wavelength is lambda, and your electron volt is unit of energy, it is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 joules. Now this you will study later. Okay, now we are going to use some portion of photoelectric effect, photoelectric effect content, or we have, in plus 2 you will be studying dual nature of matter and radiation in modern physics. In that chapter there are certain definitions like power, intensity and efficiency, all those stuff. So first I will introduce some of that stuff and then we will enter into the pure radiation part. Okay, now let me explain in detail what are the basic terms that we are going to have. Okay, now I told you your wave usually transfers energy and momentum. Now let us consider only this energy part as of now. Now there are certain basic ideas. Okay, so basic ideas required for better understanding, I will keep that very clearly. Okay, basic ideas for better understanding. So what are those basic ideas? Okay, so basic ideas for better understanding, what are those basic ideas? Let me tell you. Now first point is, if you are using the word power, your power is energy by time. Okay, power is energy by time. Your unit of energy is joules, your unit of time is seconds. Joule per second, its unit is watt. Okay, point number 1, first term is power. Power is energy by time. Energy by time is nothing but your watt. Next, your second term is, okay, if you are using the word efficiency, okay, your efficiency is represented by symbol eta. Okay, it is your output power by input power. Okay, your efficiency is output power by input power is your efficiency. Okay, right? Next, third point is, okay, your third point is, if you are talking of percentage, okay, if you are talking of percentage efficiency, efficiency percentage is output power by input power into 100. Okay, in problems, basic questions, if they are coming, you have to keep all these points in mind. Power unit is watt. Okay, now next, your intensity. Okay, your next point is, next term is intensity. Your intensity is, it is power by area, okay, which is nothing but your energy by area into time. Okay, it is energy by area into time. Okay, so energy by time is power. Okay, so it is power by area is your intensity. Okay, right? Now next thing is, okay, your next thing is, let us take a source. If you take this source, okay, if you have different points like this, if I mark this as point A, if I mark this as point B, if I mark this as point C, if this is at a distance of R1, this is at a distance of R1, let us say this is at a distance of R2. Okay, now from this source, okay, your power is property of source. Your power at A is equal to power at B, that is equal to power at C, that is equal to output power from the source. If it is giving out output power, okay, how much energy is being radiated per unit time? Okay, your output power is energy radiated per unit time. Okay, energy radiated per unit time. Okay, now if you take intensity, okay, your power is property of source. Okay, so power is property of source. Okay, now if you take intensity, okay, intensity at A is equal to intensity at B. Okay, because your points are at same distance. Okay, but your intensity at B is not equal to intensity at C. Okay, getting my point? Your intensity at this point, closer to the source, there will be more intensity. Okay, and your intensity unit is watt per meter square, because energy by time is power by area, that is watt per meter square. So closer to the source there will be more intensity, farther to the source there will be less intensity. Now if you take this as some point source in 3-dimensional part, okay, how much energy it will emit means, out of the total area, your intensity at C is output power by, it is 4 pi R2 square, because it is going to emit your energy across a region of 4 pi r2 square. Whereas if you take intensity at B is output power by, it is 4 pi r1 square. Okay, right? So this much energy is being emitted for every 1 second per unit area. Okay, so intensity is energy per unit area per unit time. Okay, so out of this energy is, okay, being sent in all the possible directions, okay, over a spherical region. Okay, so keep these points in mind. Okay, power is property of source, your intensity depends upon the distance. Okay, copy this stuff down. Okay, hope there are no doubts. Keep all these points in mind. Okay, what we need is output power for the calculation, not the input power. Okay, right? You need all these basic definitions in problems. Okay, right? Next, I have explained what is power, what is intensity. In dual nature of matter and radiation, I have explained all these things in detail. That comes in your second year after electromagnetism topic. So for now, okay, basic ideas are required. I will do that part alone. Okay, right? Next, now coming to your effective or normal area is next thing. Okay, now what is this effective area or normal area? Okay, this you, if you have, I mean in my playlist video there is Gauss law in second year electrostatics chapter. In that Gauss law I have explained, but for now let us say you have a point source like this. Now what will this point source do is, it will keep sending out energy in all the possible directions. Okay, now when it keeps sending out energy like this, now at some distance here, okay, what is that I will do is, I will keep a hemisphere like this. Okay, I will keep a hemisphere like this. Now if you are trying to calculate energy received, let us say this distance is D. Now your output power is P output. Okay, now if you look at this, how much energy is going through this hemisphere means, how much energy goes through this area of pi r square. Here your normal or effective area is, okay, it is pi r square. Let us say radius of this is r. Okay, here surface area, if you are taking, your surface area is, how much is your surface area means, it is 2 pi r square. Okay, but how many waves are going through this area of pi r square? That many will go through 2 pi r square area. Okay, here what is the effective area means, pi r square. Okay, how to calculate this we will see later, but for now try to understand that if some 100 joules of energy is going through this circular region of pi r square, okay, your same will go with through 2 pi r square. Okay, even though the surface area is different, okay, your effective area through which energy is going is only pi r square. Okay, now if you try to calculate how much energy is received, okay, I can write energy received as, okay, I need space, I will write it little down this side. Now your energy received, okay, because your intensity is energy by area into time, you cannot just simply write your energy is, you cannot just simply multiply the area of this part. Okay, here I want you to understand what is this is your energy received is, okay, energy received is energy emitted, okay, energy emitted by, okay, energy emitted per second, actually energy emitted per second by, this energy is being emitted across an area of, if it is a point source, it is being emitted across a spherical region in the entire three-dimensional space. It will keep sending out energy in all possible directions. So it will send your area, it will send energy across an area of 4 pi d square. Okay, so your energy will be sent out across an area of 4 pi d square, okay, times, what is that we have, energy per second, energy by time, no, so it is energy emitted per second by 4 pi d square is energy, area across which energy is being emitted. So it will emit energy across the spherical region of 4 pi d square times normal area times time of exposure. Okay, how much is this circular body, hemispherical body is receiving energy means, it is this energy emitted per second is nothing but your output power. Okay, output power is energy radiated per unit second, okay, by how much is this energy is being emitted across an area of, in this out of spherical region. For example, if some 10,000 waves are coming, all these 10,000 waves will not come through this hemisphere. Okay, so I cannot just simply multiply energy per emitted per second. Okay, so this is your fraction of energy indirectly. This part is nothing but your intensity. This entire term, okay, power by area is nothing but your intensity. So I can write it as intensity of radiation into normal area, okay, normal or effective area. This is your normal or effective area times your time of exposure. For how much time you are exposing this. Now, why did I give you this? I will tell you. Because this is some source. It will keep emitting radiation energy. You are supposed to take this as your sink. What will your sink do is, it will take energy from this source. When the source gives energy, when the sink takes energy, obviously when it absorbs energy, it will not, okay, absorb the entire energy emitted by this source. It will absorb only a fraction of energy. So how much is that fraction we are taking here? Okay, that is why we are calculating all this stuff. Okay, if you want energy received per second, send this time of exposure to other side. Your energy received per second will be equal to intensity into normal or effective area. Okay, so what is your intensity means, it is nothing but your output power by your 4 pi d square if it is at a distance times your normal area is what you are supposed to do. This is your energy received per second. Okay, keep this in mind. I will give you with examples everything. Okay, so this is very, very important. Whatever energy is being emitted, okay, your source will not take, okay, because that some energy is going waste. Okay, only within this part of effective area how much energy comes, only that part this hemisphere will absorb. It will not absorb the entire energy. Okay, take time, sink these ideas. Okay, intensity, power is what we keep using regularly. Okay, many terms you will often get confused, so that is why I am explaining in this much detail now. Okay, hope you have understood this stuff. Hope you have understood that effective area. Okay, how to calculate effective area, it is there in my channel, so do not worry. Okay, right. Now let's continue. Now for example, okay, for understanding sake, let me give you a question. How much is this energy received and how much is the energy radiated and all, we'll talk, don't worry. Okay, after all this chapter is about that only. Okay, so for now just simple one example to understand what is happening, I will tell you. Now let us say you have a heater. What is this heater doing is, you are giving input of 50 watts. Its efficiency is 30%. Okay. Now what is happening is, at some distance of 3 meters, okay, or let us say 10 meters, there is a hemispherical body whose radius is 2 meters or 1 meter. What is your question is, find energy received per second. That is your question. Okay, your input is 50 watts, efficiency of heater is 30%. That I can convert this into an advanced question. This 50 watt is coming from some other resistor or from some other source. Okay, so you are supposed to calculate how much is the energy received. Okay, so it's not tough, I have explained everything clearly. So come on, try it. Alright, now I will explain the solution. Observe carefully. So I told you what we need is output power. Your efficiency is output by input power. So that implies your output power is efficiency times, okay, percentage is given, so into 100, that I will take care. So into 100 is there actually for efficiency percentile. So that implies 30 is output power by input. Input is how much, means 50 into 100, 0, 0. So output power is 3 into 50 is 150. 150 by 10 is output power. So your output power is 15 watts. So that means your source is sending 15 watts of energy every second. Now what is your intensity means? Just now we have seen your intensity is output power by area across which energy is being emitted. So your energy will be emitted across an area of 4 pi into, if this distance is d, it is 4 pi d square. So that is, it is 15 by 4 pi into, how much is the distance, means d square, that is equal to 10 square. So that is 15 by 400 pi. Okay, so that is your intensity of radiation. Okay, now if you take this intensity part, okay, if you take this intensity part, okay, your energy received, okay, I have explained very clearly. Energy received is intensity into normal or effective area times time of exposure. If you send this time of exposure to other side, you will get energy received per second. Your energy received per second is, how much is intensity means, it is 15 by 400 pi times normal area. Your effective or normal area is, it is only pi r square, so that is pi into 1 square. You should not take the hemispherical area, so that will give you the energy received per second. Time of exposure, if it goes to other side, you are going to get energy received by time of exposure is your energy received per second. Simplify it, you will get the answer. Okay, right. Now instead of giving this 50 watt heater thing, they will give you temperature, and when temperature is given, how much is this output power and all, that is what we are ultimately supposed to calculate in this radiation part. Okay, hope you have understood the basic idea. Okay, now this is your outline. Next thing is, what we have is, how much is the energy emitted, that's all. Okay, so that we will calculate now. Okay, observe carefully. Okay, right. Now let us try to do the calculations. Okay, now first of all, okay, we will enter into the heat transfer part. Okay, what all I have discussed so far is related to modern physics part, but we will use this in this chapter as well. That is why I am first covering the basic part. Now next is, okay, your core part of radiation. Now first and foremost important point is, okay, any body, okay, any body whose temperature is greater than 0 Kelvin, okay, any body whose temperature is greater than absolute zero, absolute scale in the sense Kelvin scale. So any body whose temperature is greater than 0 Kelvin emits radiation energy, that is your heat radiation. Okay, emits radiation in the sense I am talking of heat energy. Okay, if it emits, obviously if you have common sense, okay, if every body is giving out heat energy, then why will temperature be constant? If it is giving out heat energy, it will cool down. So there is one more thing, that is it emits heat energy as well as greater than 0 Kelvin, it absorbs heat energy. Okay, if and only if it absorbs heat energy, your temperature will remain constant. So my point or conclusion of this story is, okay, it is, your first point is that if you have a body and if its temperature is greater than 0 Kelvin, okay, it will emit heat energy. Okay, that is, emission is nothing but your radiation. Okay, it will emit radiation energy. Okay, and if body's temperature is less than greater than 0 Kelvin, it will also absorb heat energy, because if there is only emission and if there is no absorption, what happens? Body will cool down. Okay, so both will always be there. Okay, that is your first point. Okay, now according to Prevost theory of heat exchange, if you have temperature of body to be Tb and Ts, now if temperature is constant, your Tb is equal to Ts, what happens is, your temperature of body, if it is equal to temperature of surrounding, then whatever energy is being emitted, okay, that much energy will automatically be absorbed. Okay, so emitting energy and absorbing energy both will be same. Okay, so energy radiated per second, okay, energy radiated per second is equal to energy absorbed per second. Okay, so if that is the case, then only what happens, your body's temperature will remain constant. Okay, from the surroundings we will absorb heat and because of our own internal temperature we will radiate heat. Okay, that is another point. Next, your second point is, if your temperature of body is greater than temperature of surrounding, okay, right, what happens is, okay, your body will emit more amount of heat energy than it will absorb less amount of heat energy. Okay, so in this case your energy radiated per second, okay, energy radiated per second is greater than energy absorbed per second. So as a result what happens is body cools down. In this case what happens, body cools down, so eventually body's temperature will reduce. Next, your next case is, okay, if your temperature of body is less than temperature of surrounding, okay, what happens is, okay, it will, okay, what happens is your energy radiated per second will be less than energy absorbed per second. So it absorbs more, gives out less. So in this case, okay, body heats up. Okay, so when body absorbs energy it will heat up, when body gives out more amount of heat energy it will cool down. How much it is giving, that much if it takes, obviously your temperature will remain constant. Okay, these points are called as, okay, Prevost theory of heat exchange. Okay, this is called as Prevost theory of heat exchange. Okay, so this you must understand and I hope everything is logical. Okay, right, getting my point? So first of all this is your basic idea. Okay, right, now practically what happens we will see now. Okay, so first is your Prevost theory of heat exchange. Okay, why will body lose temperature, why will temperature of body decrease, why will it remain constant, all these things are answered here. Okay, now keep this point in mind. Okay, so if you have temperature greater than 0 Kelvin, body will start giving out heat energy and body will absorb heat energy. How much it emits, how much it absorbs, it depends upon property of material, everything. For different materials different things are there. Okay, right, that is your first point. Right, next, now your second idea is, after Prevost theory of heat exchange, okay, second idea that I want you to keep in mind is, if you have for example a kind of black body, it is there, now its temperature is something and you have started heating it. Okay, we are heating. Now when you heat, I told you, when you are heating this body, what it will do is, it will give or it will emit out heat energy. Okay, there is some radiation given by this body. Okay, some heat radiation energy is coming out. Now if energy is coming out of this body, obviously because this is temperature of body, strictly speaking we will see your temperature of body is not the correct value, your temperature of surface is the body thing. Internally what it is having we do not know. Okay, we will assume temperature of surface only. Okay, but usually at +2 level we will not talk. Okay, if we go to higher books we will talk of temperature of surface. Temperature of surface is the key thing. Okay, now if you take this temperature of surface, that is temperature of surface means that outer layer. Okay, so from the outer layer your heat energy is coming. Now if you take some body like this, okay, now what it will do is, it will keep emitting energy. Now that emitted energy will be in the form of, it could be gamma rays, it could be X-rays, okay, it could be ultraviolet rays, okay, right, I mean ultraviolet rays, okay, this is in electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, it could be in visible region. Okay, in visible region also you will have. Okay, so I will write it from this side, VIBGR. Okay, why I am writing in this sequence I will tell you. Okay, visible region, infrared region. Okay, right, and then microwaves, then radio waves. Like this, all this radiation will be emitted. Now when the temperature is low, okay, what happens is it will first start emitting radio waves, microwaves, infrared rays, then followed by red color, then orange. So from here to here, as you keep increasing the temperature, first it will show red color. Okay, this body will show red color, next it will show orange color, next yellow, next green, then blue, then indigo, then violet, then you will not be able to see. Okay, so most of the bodies, okay, most of the bodies they will emit IR radiation only. Okay, for example, now if you are seeing my shirt, this shirt is in green color because of the fact that light is falling from the tube light or from some source of light, and because of that only you are able to see my shirt. Okay, it is because of reflection of light. But that whatever, when white light is falling on my shirt, only green is being emitted out, remaining all are absorbed by the shirt. That emitted green color is, I mean, in the green wavelength region. Okay, from here to here I told you. Okay, your energy will decrease. From this side if you are coming, energy decreases, wavelength increases. Okay, from this side to this side, energy decreases, wavelength increases. Okay, and frequency also, I mean frequency also decreases. Now when you are heating from this side, okay, when you are heating it from this side, you will be seeing the colors. Now if you take a dark, in some dark room, if you are keeping this object and if you are heating this, first you will see red color because of its own internal temperature. Okay, this radiation is because of internal temperature, not because of light. Okay, because of internal temperature of body, because of internal temperature of body, it will emit radiation. That internal temperature is what I am talking of. If that internal temperature, because of that, if it is emitting radiation, okay, if it is wavelength is corresponding to red, you will see red color. As you keep giving more amount of heat energy, it will emit, okay, orange color wavelength. Next, if you further increase yellow color wavelength, like this, as you keep heating the body, okay, because of internal temperature, it will give out heat energy. Okay, because of that you will be able to see the colors. Now don't worry about light. Okay, my shirt is being visible now because of light. From tube light some white light is falling, my shirt is absorbing remaining colors and emitting out green color. That is why you are able to see green color here. Okay, but my shirt also, because my normal temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. Now let us say it is some 40 for example, then 40 plus 273 you are getting around 303, no, 30 means 313. Okay, around 310 degrees, 310 Kelvin my shirt is there. Because of that 310 Kelvin temperature, my shirt also emits radiation energy. But is it visible? Means if I switch off the light, my shirt is not visible. Okay, probably my shirt is emitting some IR radiation. Okay, right, my shirt is emitting IR radiation now. Okay, but this, if you heat my shirt, okay, later maybe if this IR, from this IR it could come to red color, next orange, like that. Okay, right. So my point is, normally if you take some rod or most of the materialistic objects, at normal temperature they will emit IR radiation, but that IR radiation is not visible to us. Our visibility is because of from source of light. But in the dark room, if you are doing this setup and if you are heating it, then you will start observing red, orange, yellow, green, like this. And if it is in visible region, okay, if it is in this visible region, we will be able to see the colors. And if you further increase it, it will give ultraviolet, further X-rays, like that it will keep giving out heat energy. Okay, now we are not talking about energy coming from some source of light. We are talking about energy radiated because of internal temperature. Okay, because of its own temperature, energy is coming out, and I am talking of that energy. Okay, so because of internal temperature of body, it is radiating this energy. Okay, right? I am not talking of energy because of reflection from source of light. It is coming and that is getting reflected, remaining is observed. That is not what I am talking. Okay, keep this point in mind. Okay, our discussion will revolve around because of internal temperature. Point number 1. Okay, just keep this in mind. Okay, right? Next, we will try to calculate each of these values. Don't worry. Next is, okay, I am just giving out basic points. That's all. Okay, problems will be covered later. Next is, if you take a body, okay, from some source, you are incidenting heat energy. Okay, right? From some source, you are incidenting some heat energy. Probably there is some heater, it is giving out incident heat energy. Now let us say this body is some kind of slab. Now what happens is, there is reflected heat energy. Don't get confused with reflection and radiation. Radiation energy is because of internal temperature. Okay, radiation energy is because of internal temperature. Because of its own temperature of body TV, it will emit out radiation energy. That radiation is different, this reflection is different. Okay, this reflection is because of incident light from some external source, it is coming. Okay, next, some portion of heat energy will be absorbed. Okay, here some portion of energy will be absorbed. Okay, and some portion will be transmitted. Okay, from some external source, if energy is coming, okay, what happens is, it will get reflected, it will get absorbed, it will get transmitted. Okay, all are possible, right? So your incident energy is, Q incident is, okay, Q reflected plus Q absorbed plus Q transmitted. All this many are possible. Okay, reflection is possible, absorption is possible, transmission is possible. Now if you divide this, this will become Q reflected by Q incident plus this will become Q absorbed by, okay, Q incident plus Q transmitted by Q incident. Okay, your total energy that is coming in this form. Now this 1 is equal to, I will write it as small r, I will write it as small a, and I will write it as T. What is this? I will tell you. Okay, this R is reflective power. Okay, because I am using the word power, don't think unit is for power. What is the unit? Watt. Don't think it is watt. Okay, it is ratio. Very clearly I will write, it is unitless. Okay, A is absorptive power of material. Okay, A is absorptive power. Okay, and T is transmittive power. Okay, because I am using the word power, okay, don't think unit is watt, it is unitless. Unfortunately, in this chapter, lot of terms are used in different manner. Don't get confused. Okay, this is our important part. Absorptive power, very very important. Absorptive power, what is it? It is how much energy that is absorbed by incident energy. Okay, so absorptive power we are going to use it. Okay, but normally when heat energy falls onto a surface, there are three possibilities. One is reflection, other is absorption, and other is transmission. So your powers, okay, reflective power is energy reflected by energy incident, absorptive power is energy absorbed by absorptive power, energy transmitted is, okay, energy transmitted by incident this thing. Okay, your power words are used, but they are in fact unitless. Okay, in this chapter we will misuse the terms, that is why I am telling you, concentrate. All these terms are unitless quantities. Because you are using the word power, don't think unit is what. No. Okay, they have defined, scientists have defined it that way, so that is why I am giving this, that's all. Okay, do not get confused. These are unitless quantities. Out of this, A is the important part, absorptive power is the most important part. This is important. Your A, small a will indicate absorptive power. Absorptive power is unitless. And what is your absorptive power means? Energy absorbed by energy incident. It is unitless. Keep this point in mind, very very important. Okay, do not forget this. Alright, just keep this point in mind. Now I will continue further. Okay, right, now we need to start understanding your black body. What is your black body? First I will define it. Okay, story what I am explaining, you should remember it as such. Okay, because in the problem solving, looking at the words itself, you should be able to understand what is given and what not. Okay, look at the units of each term. Okay, in this chapter, looking at the units will help you a lot to understand the subject. Okay, now I have defined what is absorptive power. Okay, when heat energy falls onto some surface, how much is the energy absorbed by how much is the instant energy, that is your absorptive power. Okay, right. Now next, let us start with your black body. Okay, right. Now there is nothing like 100% ideal black body. Okay, that is your first point. Okay, there is nothing like 100% ideal black body. Okay, in reality, all the bodies that you have, okay, in reality, all the bodies that you have, okay, there is nothing like black body, okay, ideal black body. In reality, okay, what is 100% black body means? There is no such thing. Okay, there is no ideal black body. First itself I am focusing on this. There is no ideal black body, but unfortunately we will do our calculations for black body only. Okay, now what is your black body means? If you are calling some body as black body, this black body, okay, it will do 100% absorption. Whatever energy that you give to black body, it must do 100% absorption. If required, I will write an extra point here. If required, to keep temperature constant, okay, to keep temperature constant, okay, it should also emit radiation. It should also emit heat energy, or it should emit radiation energy, heat radiation energy. Okay, right. My point is this: if you have a body, if that body absorbs 100% energy, okay, you give any energy, it should only take it. Okay, right. So in the books you will be given as, okay, black body means it should absorb all the radiation falling on it, but I am adding some extra point for clarity's sake. If required, to keep the temperature constant, okay, it should be able to even emit radiation energy. Okay, it's not only taking, if required, giving. Okay, why? Because counter examples they will give you in books. Okay, as an example, for example, if you take black hole, okay, your black hole, it will absorb energy. Whatever you give, light, energy, everything, even light cannot escape out of black hole. But this black hole, okay, it is taking fine, but to keep its temperature constant, it should at the same time give out heat energy, no? But black hole will not give out heat energy. So that is why your black hole is not a black body. Whereas if you take sun, Okay, sun will give out heat energy, okay, and it will absorb definitely, because right, we do not know, but it is close to black body. Okay, almost all these stars are assumed to be black bodies. Okay, so close to black body. Okay, almost. Okay, so my point is this. Now in reality, can you actually construct a black body? Means, okay, black hole is not, sun is a black body. We can assume sun to be a black body. Okay, even though its color is not black. Okay, we will assume sun to be black body because it will absorb all the radiation energy. To keep its temperature constant, it will give out heat energy as well. Okay, so right, so logically there is nothing like ideal black body. Okay, so 100% absorption is not possible, but what is a black body means? Which absorbs all the radiation energy falling on it. Okay, right. Now if required to keep temperature constant, it should also emit radiation. That you keep in mind. Now for this black body, okay, what is ideally close to black body means? Ideally close to black body, what you have is your Ferri's black body. Okay, what is this Ferri's black body? I will tell you. Now what did Ferri do is, okay, he kept a small hole. Okay, and within this small hole you are passing out light energy, and some small kink he has put it here. Now if this heat energy is being sent out, okay, like this, if radiation is coming out like this, what happens is inside he has painted it with black color. Okay, painted with black color. Now if you are painting it with black color, what happens is this energy that it falls, it will get reflected here, reflected here, reflected here, reflected here. Like this, all this radiation energy will eventually die out. Okay, so now there is no possibility of escaping. Okay, if you just paint the inner surface with black color, okay, what happens is when this radiation energy is entering into this hole, okay, this hole will act as black body, not this body. This body portion is not your black body, because to assume this as black body, what if you keep sending out heat energy like this through this hole, how much energy it absorbs, that will automatically be sent out. Your body is not black body here, your hole is the black body. Okay, to keep the temperature constant, how much energy it takes, that much it will release. So here I am talking of this hole. Okay, your hole, okay, is a black body because it is absorbing 100%. Having the kink here, it will reflect and all the energy will be trapped inside, and because you have black color, okay, so it is around 95% efficiency will be there for most of the black color bodies. So all the energy for every 100 joules that you send, okay, 95 joules will directly be absorbed by this black paint, remaining 5 joules will be reflected, and this 5 joules will, because of continuous reflection internally, it will absorb that energy as well. Okay, so closest black body that we have practically is this Ferri's black body. Okay, we can assume that this is ideally close to black body, but in reality there is no black body. What is a black body? Any body which absorbs all the radiation falling on it. Okay, if there is 100% efficiency, then that we can call it as black body, but I am slightly modifying. If required, it should be able to even emit, because to keep the temperature constant. Okay, right, you cannot cross the energy conservation barrier. Energy conservation is supposed to be valid. Okay, there is like energy, a black body, if it is there, if some energy is falling on the black body, if it absorbs and if it doesn't give out, then energy conservation is becoming invalid. But what is energy conservation? It is an universal law. You can neither create energy nor destroy energy. Okay, so my point is there is nothing like ideally 100% black body, because if that is the case, okay, then what happens is, okay, if you take only the absorption definition, if energy is missing, then it will violate energy law of conservation of energy. That is not possible here. Okay, so if required, it should even emit. Okay, that is how I am modifying the definition. Okay, right, now for this black body, or for some normal body we will define certain energies, certain terms we will define. Okay, so let me do that. Okay, I hope I have given clarity of what is meant by a black body. Okay, black body is a body which absorbs all the energy falling on it, but my small modification is, if required it should even emit. Okay, if you are calling something to be a black body, if required to keep the temperature constant, it's not only absorption, it is also giving out heat energy. Okay, and practically close to black body, what is that you have is Ferri's black body. Okay, right? Hope you have understood this and there are no doubts. Okay, all right. Next, now next is we are going to give definition of Kirchhoff's law for black body, but okay, now what is your Kirchhoff's law is, okay, there are many definitions, but we will take only few definitions. Okay, good absorbers of radiation are also good emitters. Why? Because to keep temperature constant. So now I will define certain basic terms. Okay, first one is your emissive power. Okay, from Kirchhoff's law I am giving you, but Kirchhoff's law's Kelvin Planck statement, different people gave different statements, it is not required for problem solving, but your Kirchhoff's law's ultimately conclusion is good absorbers are also good emitters, I will not write, good radiators I will write. Okay, good absorbers are also good radiators. That is your Kirchhoff's law statement. Okay, I will elaborate it now, don't worry. Okay, but keep this point in mind. Okay, now to explain this more we need to define certain terms. First one is emissive power. Now what is your emissive power means? Okay, it is power only. Okay, but it is not word, we are using it as emissive power. But what is emissive power of a body means, from surface, this is your temperature of body. Your temperature of body could be different, temperature of surface also could be different, but we will define your emissive power with respect to surface, not the body. From surface, okay, your surface temperature is what you are supposed to take. Okay, so your emissive power is, okay, your emissive power represented by capital E. Okay, observe very carefully, this definition is often very confusing. Okay, it is energy radiated by, okay, this is your surface area into time into solid angle, per unit solid angle. Okay, this we will neglect for now. Okay, solid angle we will neglect now. Strictly speaking, in higher level books solid angle also will be there. Okay, so we will neglect this solid angle term. Okay, our definition is energy radiated by area into time. But if you look at this, what is it? Energy by time, power, power by area, intensity. So it is indirectly, even though I am using the word emissive power, it is indirectly intensity. It is indirectly intensity. Okay, even though I am using the word power, it is indirectly intensity. If you are neglecting solid angle, if solid angle is there, solid angle unit is steradians, you have to consider that part as well. Okay, getting my point? So what is your emissive power means? Okay, your energy radiated per unit area per unit time. Okay, this surface area is from where heat energy is coming. Okay, for example, if you have an inner surface R1, outer surface R2, if heat energy is coming out, for example, okay, if this body, your material is here, if it is giving out heat energy, at this end if it is, okay, I mean if temperature is T, you have to take for the surface area, you have to take which area means your area is 4 pi, you have to take R2 square, because heat energy coming out of this R1 square portion will be given back to the body. Okay, the energy that is coming out will be given from this inner surface. You should not take 4 pi R1 square, because that energy will be given back to the body itself. Okay, here for this surface area you have to take 4 pi R2 square. Okay, so that is why I am telling you how much area it is giving out heat energy. If it is a spherical object like this, you have to take this area. Okay, and coming to your energy radiated, okay, that energy radiated per unit time from here. Okay, that I will define, don't worry. There is something called as Stephen Boltzmann law. So we will talk about how much is the energy radiated per unit time. But remember, your definition of emissive power is energy radiated by surface area into time. Even though you are using the word power, previously for reflective power, absorptive power, transmittive power, even though you are using the word power, it is unitless. Here, even though we are using the word power, it is nothing but your intensity, indirectly your intensity, energy by area into time. Okay, right? Next. Okay, now next term is, okay, next term is, hope you have, okay, understood it. Okay, this is energy radiated from surface. For clarity's sake, I am telling you, this is not body. Okay, more details, it is surface. Okay, keep this point in mind. Okay, right? Next. Now, next thing is, okay, I will erase this for understanding sake. I will try to make a comparison. Your emissive power is indirectly intensity. Energy per unit area per unit time, it is intensity. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, right? Absorptive power is ratio, it is unitless. Now, for example, let us consider two bodies. One is your normal body, other is your black body. Now what happens is, if you keep it, your room temperature is T0 for example, okay, now your temperatures will be same. Okay, how much this absorbs, that much this normal body also will leave. How much black body absorbs, that will also will leave, because ultimately you need to maintain the temperature part. Okay, now here certain important points that I want you to understand is, if this is incident heat energy, if you are trying to measure here, incident energy is Qi here, Qi here. Okay, both will be same. Reason, temperature is supposed to remain constant. Okay, I mean from the source it is coming, so how much it absorbs, it is different. Okay, right? Next, now for black body if you take, okay, your absorptive power A is equal to 1. For this your absorptive power is not equal to 1. This is point number 1, this is point number 2. Now your incident energy is same, but your absorptive power, what is absorptive power means? It is absorbed by incident. Now your incident is same. Now in this case, okay, your absorbed heat energy is A times incident heat energy, that is equal to 1 times incident energy. How much it falls, that much will absorb. Our black body definition is what? Nothing but your 100% absorption. Okay, black body is a body which absorbs all the radiation energy. Now if you take here, how much is your absorbed energy means, it is A into Q incident. Okay, here absorbed is equal to incident, here absorbed is less than incident energy, because for normal, for black body absorptive power is 1, it will absorb all the energy that is falling on it. But normal body will not be equal to black body, right? It will not absorb everything. So A is not equal to 1 here. Okay, keep this point in mind. Okay, don't get confused. Okay, right? Next, Now your emissive power, if you take here, okay, if you are trying to define emissive power, what is emissive power means energy radiated. To keep temperature constant, how much it absorbs, that much it will radiate. Okay, so it will become A times Qi. Okay, your energy radiated is A times Qi by area into time. If you are taking same dimensions, okay, this is your emissive power of normal body, that is energy per unit area per unit time. Now if you try to give emissive power here, okay, this is your second point, first point, third point. If you are trying to give emissive power is what? How much it is incident, that much it will emit out, that will radiate, because to keep the temperature constant by area into time, this is what emissive power of black body. Now what did Kirchhoff do? I will tell you. Now if you divide this emissive power of normal body by emissive power of black body, if you do, how much you will get means you will get A. Remaining all terms are same. Okay, I am taking identical bodies, same dimensions. Okay, so what is emissive power of normal body means it is A times emissive power of black body. Okay, so you can rearrange it. Emissive power of normal body by A is equal to emissive power of black body. Okay, this is also definition given by Kirchhoff. Okay, this is your Kirchhoff's law. This is your Kirchhoff's law, which we have derived it, but he gave it as a statement. Why this emitter thing, why radiator thing, I will tell you. Okay, right, keep this point in mind. Okay, from this only he is giving as good observers are good emitters as well. Okay, keep this in mind. Okay, do not forget this stuff. Hope I can continue. Okay, next, I am erasing this. Hope you have understood it and you have copied this thing down. Now what did I prove? I have proved that your emissive power of body by absorptive power of body is equal to emissive power of black body. Now from this, what is this good observer, good emitter business? I will tell you. Good. Now if you take a black body here, it doesn't matter which body you take, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything you take, your ratio, your emissive power ratio, emissive power of body by A is supposed to be remain constant. That means what is this? This is emissive power, this is emitted energy by what is this? This is absorbed energy. Absorptive power is kind of measure of how much it absorbs. So if this is more, E body is more, this is also supposed to be more. How much it emits, that much also it should absorb once again. Okay, so that is why your Kirchhoff's law statement was good absorbers are good emitters as well. Okay, good absorbers are good emitters. Okay, so that is why. Okay, because ultimately it should be equal to emissive power of black body. Emissive power is measure of how much energy is being sent out. Absorptive power is how much it is absorbing. Ultimately both should be same. Okay, ultimately your temperature is supposed to be constant. That is why they are doing this. Okay, right, next. Next is, I have defined absorptive power, right? Next, last term for today's class is, okay, before moving ahead to next class, okay, your next part is, okay, emissivity. Emissive power is different, emissivity is different. Your emissivity is, if you take a black body, if you take normal body, what is your emissivity is, it is, if this emits out, okay, emissive power of this is EB and emissive power of this body is EA, okay, sorry, emissive power of this is some E normal body. Your emissivity is, okay, it is ratio of emissive power of normal body by emissive power of black body, okay, right? It is defined like that, okay. If you take two bodies side by side, okay, it's your emissive power unit is nothing but your watt per meter square. It is ratio of 2 watt per meter square indirectly, okay. For a black body and for a normal body, okay, your ratio, okay, emissive power of black body, normal body at temperature T by emissive power of black body at a particular temperature, at a particular temperature. Now, just now we have seen, according to Kirchhoff's law, what is this? This is equal to A, okay. This is from Kirchhoff's law. From Kirchhoff's law, okay, your emissive power of normal body by emissive power of black body is equal to A. So your emissivity is, it is ratio of at a particular temperature emissive power of normal body by emissive power of black body, okay. So your E is equal to A. This we will use in problems, okay. Definitions are different, okay. It is ratio, okay. Definitions are different, okay. Definitions are different, but meaning is mathematically they are same, okay. Here it is comparison, there it is ratio for a single body, here it is for two different bodies. Definitions are different, mathematically they are same, okay. So keep these definitions in mind. What did I explain so far? Absorptive power. What is absorptive power? Energy incident by, sorry, energy absorbed by energy incident. It is a ratio, it is unitless. Next term, emissive power. What is emissive power? Energy by area into time per unit solid angle is there. We will neglect solid angle. So it is nothing but watt per meter square, okay. So emissive power is different, emissivity is different. This emissivity is small e, which is mathematically equal to A, okay. It is comparison, but from Kirchhoff's law I proved that what is absorptive power? Absorptive power A is emissive power of normal body by emissive power of black body, okay, right. Keep all these points in mind. We are going to use them. We are going to do calculations, okay. From the next class we will start doing the problem solving session, okay, right. So next part is Newton's law of cooling and Wien's displacement law. So we will explain that in detail and then we will start doing the questions, okay. So that's all for today. Thank you.